world.
What's up, everybody out there in the Culture Junkies Nation? I am GQ. To my immediate left is
Mega Sean.
to my far right, the great Daidakuji.
Hello, everybody.
And sitting back there working the ones and twos in the producer's seat, I want to let him see himself real quick. Kenshiro over there. Yeah. So today it's almost Halloween. Oh, no audio on TikTok.
I just heard something.
Oh, you just heard something. Okay, so
I just heard something.
that's audio on
It's
TikTok.
TikTok.
That's
TikTok,
audio.
baby.
So we should be good. Just turn up the main mix. Hello to the other Steve, Wolverine Solid X, and actually I'm Snafu. All checking in. Appreciate y'all coming in early. And Marcus 864. Salute to you as well, sir. So we got 2 days before Halloween?
Yeah.
2 more days to
more
Halloween.
days of Halloween.
Halloween.
Oh my
4
goodness.
days of
He straight
Halloween.
pulled it right out of Halloween.
I just
today.
watched it
I know.
today, so that's probably why it's very much fresh in my head, and it's not as bad as people want to think it. Say it is. I don't care what they say.
Well, first off, I'm going to start with this one, the easy one. What was everybody's favorite Halloween candy? Y'all in the chat as well.
Oof. Is he growing up? Probably Sweet Tarts. I'd have to say Sweet Tarts because you got a lot of those things back in the day. I felt like that was the most that you
You
got.
did get a lot of Sweet Tarts.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Smarties.
Smarties.
Yeah,
and
not the
Sweet Tarts.
Canadian Smarties for the Canadians out there because their Smarties are M&Ms, which not M&Ms. They are M&M-like.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
I don't know what we call Smarties, but those things, I like the Sweet Tart and the Smarties. Those are probably
Fair
favorite.
enough. Mega Sean?
I've always been partial to Snickers.
Okay.
But Smarties delicious. Jolly Ranchers, Now and Laters, but yeah, like those fun size Snickers, that you get on Halloween,
Yeah.
I'd run through them
Fair enough.
quick.
Fair enough. Wolverine Solid X is saying Snickers. We got 100 grand from Marcus 864. Dadbot said y'all like chalk.
Y'all like I mean, he ain't wrong.
I mean,
It was flavored sweet chalk, I guess. I mean, it was
Yeah.
tasty.
kind of sort of. For me, I'm gonna go Snickers for sure, but Three Musketeers only in the fun size because a full size Three Musketeers bar is death. And that's I like chocolate. That's too much.
Peanut butter cups were
Oh, okay. Hold on. Big Preem checking in. He says, I trick or treated at the white people neighborhoods in Michigan. So what's my favorite? It was the rich people giving out full size candy bars.
Hey,
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Exactly, man. Don't go in the hood. You go out to West Bloomfield, Bloomfield Hills, where they can afford to just load you up. Hey, go ahead and just stick your hand all up in. Just take all the candy.
All right,
anyway.
so what was yours?
So mine, I like candy. I like candy more than I like chocolate. Too much chocolate just gets on my nerves for me. So it's always been either it's Sweet Tarts or it's Jolly Rancher sticks or things of that nature. I prefer that type of candy.
Oh,
Okay, fair enough.
What does that look for?
because I know you trying to have the candy flavored protein powder. I haven't forgot.
Hey, which by the way, I did have to throw that away because it was a little black on the inside. Yeah.
I bet it did.
Yeah. No, it was
that's
yeah.
funny.
Nerds.
Nerds,
Yeah,
nerds,
nerds are
nerds
good.
was always
Good.
solid.
Listen, I
didn't
never
Always.
heard
Yeah,
of
I
it.
remember when nerds first came out, man. They was trying to ban that at school because they're noisy. When you have them in class, they were noisy, so everybody be shaking them and eating them, and
Okay.
it's just like
Nerds, but nerds I don't understand. Pop Rocks I could get. Like if it was
No.
Pop Rocks, yeah.
Nerds over Pop Rocks any day, dude.
Any day of the week, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
I like
100%.
stuff.
You give
Pop it
me
in my
Pop
mouth like
Rocks,
that.
I'm giving them back. I don't want no Pop Rocks. No.
Heard that. So
that's wild.
So it seems like everybody here prefers chocolate versus candy. Is that
No,
is
He
that right?
said Sweet Tart.
I said
Yeah,
Sweet
yeah,
Tarts.
Sweet
I would
Tarts and
eat.
Smarties.
I do like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Right.
I've never had a fun size whatchamacallit. I don't think they ever existed, and I don't think I've ever got a
Yeah, I don't think
whatchamacallit
so.
for Halloween. I always had to buy one because that would have been my favorite candy bar.
Do they even still make those?
I don't know.
it's,
I don't really
under
eat
it's
that
under a
anymore.
different name now.
I don't really eat those things anymore. But like, I do like the chocolate covered wafer things. Like they had this one at my job. I call it the commissary. It's not the commissary, but that's what I call it because got a bunch of snacks in there. And I thought it was called the Wonder Bar, but I can't find it. But they don't have it anymore. But it was basically like a chocolate covered wafer. I think it tasted way better than the Kit Kat because American Kit Kats, man. Ugh, man, the Japanese beat us on that one, and I don't understand why we are not trying to do stuff like that over here.
Kit Kat, they try to do every now and again over here. They'll try to do like the strawberry shortcake Kit Kat or some of the, and they're just not good. It's almost like you guys are trying it, but you don't do it often enough to make it good. So, yes, Preem is right. Whatchamacallit is, I think they changed the name to Thingamajig. It's got a different name. There used to be a whatchamacallit commercial where they were throwing out what sounded like random words. Those were the other names of the candy bars throughout the years. Yeah. So like I think they've moved it to the next name. Basically.
Oh, Wolverine Solid X, my guy. Fun Dip or Kool-Aid in the plastic bag. I remember that. Basically, just take the Kool-Aid packet, mix it with some sugar, and mix that boy up.
Only thing I hated about Fun Dip was that stick would be broken sometimes.
Yeah,
it's like, hold on, this thing arrived broken. Like, like really?
Oh, well, you know what you do. You know what you do then?
Or you freaking finish the powder off before the
making
stick
sure
is
like,
gone.
I see you out here.
No, you're 100% right. Sometimes you'll run through all the powder and it's just like
the stick was
gross.
Well, the stick was. I don't think the stick was actually meant to be eaten. You can eat it. I just don't think they really expected anybody to eat because it had no flavor to it.
Exactly. Hey man, you know it's either you do the stick or you do your finger. One of the two, or it was like having crack cocaine for me because it was like. There
you go.
It was addictive,
He's
man.
once again addicted to sugar, as I've been saying.
That was when I was a kid, but
to this day.
Not to this day.
To this day.
Not to this day. Not to the extent it used to be.
See, there you go. To this day.
Not to the extent it used to be.
Steve said, picking my favorite candy is like trying to pick my favorite $20 bill.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I hear it. Marcus says for Fun Dip was teaching kids at a young age how to be Nino Brown.
Yeah. Could you imagine how you said like crack and you said the mixing the Kool-Aid with the sugar and then my brain just went to some kid at his home. He's like doing that and putting it in the little bags and twisting them up and selling them
The
at
dime
school.
bags,
and selling them at school and then getting in trouble. It's like it's just Kool-Aid and the teacher
just Kool-Aid.
Like
it's sugar. Well, like what is you tripping about?
He's 100% right though. That used to be the hustle back in the day though,
Real,
like
man.
selling
Candy
candy
or
and whatnot.
gum or
at the
something.
Oh man, go to the penny store and just get all the candy you can and sell that, upcharge that boy.
Go ahead.
The fruities, like the fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
Like the cherry and the
remember
You
those.
mean the lifesavers?
No. They were like Tootsie Rolls, but they were
fruit
flavored.
fruit
Yeah,
flavored.
I remember those.
I preferred. I can't say I preferred those to Tootsie Rolls, but definitely I probably liked them better.
Right.
But what about lifesavers? You all got lifesavers for our Halloween candy because you know they used to make those too.
Yeah.
You know the flavored lifesavers. I'd be like, yeah, nah.
I wasn't a big fan when I was a kid.
Mambas were good. And Lifesavers, I prefer the gummies now more than the hard candy Lifesaver.
Yeah. Now the other thing is going back to what Preem said earlier about the rich neighborhoods. When we were coming up, there wasn't a Sam's Club and a Costco. Warehouse Club and Pace, I think, were the main two.
Warehouse Club.
But it was one of those few and far between. So it was like sometimes those people were just straight going to the store buying full size candy bars. It was like they weren't getting like, the bulk rate candy, deal. They were just handing out full size candy bars and whatnot. I was like, okay, y'all taking this very seriously.
I'll see you next year.
Right. So that's wild, man.
Would you? I was watching a reaction of someone watching The Exorcist. Okay, as far as horror movies go, like, would you want your horror movie to just give you trauma like The Exorcist would do, or would you want it to just be something you can be like, well, that's real. That's not real. It's fun. Like Final Destination, right?
Okay.
It's not
I
something
think
that's
Final
like.
Destination is more realistic than the Exorcist.
Yeah, because whenever people see a truck carrying logs,
That's
me.
trauma for real.
Yeah, not me. I gotta get
to
over
this
it.
day, I'm like, no, I can't do it. Yeah.
But The Exorcist, I remember buying like the special edition THX or whatever DVD when DVDs were popular. Like it never really did that for me. Like it was, like it was a movie.
Interesting.
I was never shook by the Exorcist. I'm trying to think what got me. Come back to me. Come back to me.
All right. What
For
about
me,
you?
when I was a kid, stuff like that got to me. As an adult, nothing of that stuff really gets to me, and I enjoy watching all of them. But if somebody, sits there and would prefer to watch Supernatural, I guess they would call it, over slasher, I guess, or I don't know what Final Destination would be considered as. I don't know. Like I said, Final Destination to me, I would think would be more scary because, unfortunately, things like that do happen to people in real life, and you don't know or see when it's gonna come because, like, oh gosh, I mean, if you've been on the internet in the early days of the internet, when you see some of these videos, saw a video somebody was in a machine working a machine thing, and some got snagged, and they just spun around to there with nothing but meat mess, and I'm like, that's some Final Destination shit.
Yeah,
that was real life, but I ain't never seen nobody's head spin around spitting out pea juice, and people might have claimed stuff like that happen, but they ain't got none on videotape it ever happening. So for me, that shit does not happen. It's real,
and especially for being black. For whatever reason, it only seems to be the white kids that are always possessed. So it's like wasn't no concern of mine.
I understand that.
For me, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the very first one, because the concept was such a perfect thing to mess with a little kid. You can't go to sleep.
Yeah,
I was like, that was what got me, and then. How he was twisting your dreams and all the other craziness. I think that's what always made Nightmare on Elm Street fun for me once I started getting a little bit older and, saw the behind the scenes and all that. And it was like, okay, this is the concept is great, but this is just fun. The first one was straight horror though. Cause let's see, I would have been, I think it came out in 1984. So I would have been 8 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that's still enough too. Cause there was a time where the great Daddy Coogee was afraid to go in his basement because aliens or Freddy Krueger or whomever were down there. So you would sprint down there real fast, flip that light on or something like that. You go, hit the light. But then it got to a point, I'm like, man, I was literally down there in the dark, and I says, if you're gonna come get me, do it. And they never did. So
being that little in a dark ass basement, don't have no old ass furnace that's making the knocking noises and shit.
I had a big old ass,
like Home Alone.
Exactly. Exactly. The other Steve says, I have watched Event Horizon once. I refuse to watch it again. It's either going to scare the shit out of me or it didn't age and I don't want to.
Oh no, Event Horizon. Yes, it was a solid film. The Freddy song as a kid that would get me. Man, I heard that I was at my grandmother's house. It's a light on, and every light in the house was on.
5, 6.
Yeah, it was. Hey, okay, all right, that's enough out of you, pal.
Oh, okay. 7, 8.
Oh.
Hey, what did he say? He says, Barney waiting on you saying, I love you, love me. I remember my brother had a Buzz Lightyear toy, and I was watching TV in the basement, and that bitch just said, to infinity and beyond by itself. I was like, the fuck? It just started talking by itself out of nowhere. I'm like.
Those random activations were the worst, man.
Yeah.
It was like.
Who did that?
It's like, because that at least would have been like, okay, it malfunctioned.
Right.
But anytime you had a pull string thing that made noise, it was like, hold on.
Wait a minute. I didn't do that.
The string has to be pulled for this to work.
Exactly.
Get out of the house. You can't. You got to go.
100%.
It's random. It's like, nah, man. At least with an electronic toy, it's like, okay, maybe the chip or whatever, the little surge of battery. But if a pull string, because I still have it, and it's probably worth a stupid amount of money. The pull string ET that it says Elliot and it's a couple other things.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was random. I know. That was random.
That's one movie I never ever liked though. I saw it in the theater, saw it at home, and it was like, this is boring.
It was kind of boring.
The highlight of that movie is him calling his brother penis breath. Like, what?
At the dinner table with the mom there. Yeah, he was like,
I said, that's a wild thing. Like, do you know what you just said to your brother? That's a wild thing to say back then,
man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, I was like 3 years old when that movie came out. I was like, I didn't know what the hell.
Well, first off, nobody in this seating would have been able to say that in front of their parents.
Hell no.
We wouldn't be here on the show.
Right.
I couldn't say heck or lie, let alone penis breath.
Right.
So
Supreme says, at this point, GQ needs to make a show about the shit he don't have. LOL and call it what's not in the box.
I might be able to do something. I might be able to do something like that.
Right.
I just hold on to a lot of the stuff I had. So
it's not even just memories; it's a collector's item.
Oh yeah.
So is that.
Yeah, that is something I wouldn't have thought you had, was the pull string E.T.
Again, it was given to me just probably as a Christmas present or whatever, but I kept my stuff.
Which is odd because, even as a child, you think if it's a toy or something you hold very little value for, you can toss that out and not give it a second thought. Not this man.
Nah.
So for you both, and you to a lesser degree,
lesser degree. Okay.
I'm saying, what made y'all from the majority of your lives be collectors?
Well, for me, let's see. When I was young, I had toys, the He-Mans, the Transformers, the G.I. Joes. They all disappeared. I also had a younger brother. Don't know if he took them and broke them, or my mom just like, oh, you don't need this anymore, and got rid of them. But when like my original NES, my original Genesis, for whatever reason, my dumbass sold those. When I got my PlayStation, I don't know if my Super Nintendo I have is my original one. I don't remember rebuying it. Maybe it is. I don't remember. But I'm like, I'm not getting rid of stuff, because it got to a point where like I traded something in on PlayStation. And I'm like, why'd I get rid of this? Because I still am. Final Fantasy VII B1, I traded in for Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64 because I love Yoshi's Island. I thought Yoshi's Story was going to be like Yoshi's Island. And it was not. No, this was at Men the Merciless. It was with the game Spot. Not the games. Yeah. He was, the local dude used to go to his place and buy quite a bit of stuff. I gave him, I should say, quite the many of $1, and I could tell you a story about Strider another time. Anyway, at that point, I was like, I'm done, getting rid of stuff, because my Sega CDX, I got rid of that one sold it for like $60, so I could buy Tobo #1, I believe, because Tobo #1 came with the Final Fantasy VII demo. I still have that. I don't have my CDX. You're not buying a CDX for $60. You're not buying a CDX for $200. You're gonna spend like $400 or $500 on a CDX used today.
Oh, wow!
And my grandpa. That story is wild. I graduated middle school, and my grandpa was like, I'll get you anything you want. I'm like, all right. So we went to Meijer, and it was a choice between a CDX and a 3DO. 3DO was $700. The CDX was $400, and I was like, I want the CDX. And he looked at me like, you little motherfucker. I was like, you said
anything.
Yeah. He bought it for me, and I'm a little bit pissed that I don't have it anymore, and I'll never get another CDX. But I didn't want to get rid of my stuff because I knew I missed it when it was gone. That's basically it.
Well, for me,
I did to a lesser degree. Please, he can wait, because I wasn't asking him. I don't care. Let's
lesser degree, I thought was
please.
All right, for me, it was.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, who the fuck has a pull string ET and then had the nerve to keep it? So please proceed. Proceed.
I think it's just because I had two older brothers that also collected stuff, so it was kind of just. It was a passed down trait, so that kind of just rubbed off. Now, granted, I came up in the 80s, so all of the best stuff was coming out. So it's like my Christmas list was always fresh with like interesting and different stuff. So it's like, well, no reason to throw this stuff away. You got to keep it in good condition. So I always had totes. I even way back then, I was always getting like storage totes to keep the older stuff in. So when the newer stuff came in, it was like, you can't really. My parents couldn't have that excuse of you broke this, that, and the third. It's like, no, all my stuff is in great condition. So anything you give me is going to stay in great condition. So I was just constantly just hoarding and getting more and more stuff.
So you're a hoarder?
To a point, yeah.
Gotcha.
Honestly, it's just I'm a very extremely organized hoarder.
Gotcha.
Because, I'm looking at some of the stuff on shelves coming back, like sectars and some of that stuff. It's like, I look at it, I'm like, I have the original. And this doesn't even come close. Some of the stuff they're trying to reissue or revisit, and it's just like, okay.
And definitely nowadays the material is different. Like die-cast Megatron, for example. Never mind that you can't get him in gun form anymore. Forget it. He's going to be a tank. So that alone makes G1 Megatron worth the price of admission. But for me, thank you if I can answer.
You can now. Proceed.
As a collector of things, it probably is born out of, because when you come from meager earnings and now you have a chance to reconnect with your childhood a little bit and get the things that you missed out on, yes, the return on investment is going to be a little bit lesser. It was like when I got the opportunity finally to get all of the Lion Voltrons.
Okay.
That was impossible to get when I was younger. Impossible to find them all. Impossible to find all the vehicle Voltron. It was like either if you had rich parents, yeah, you did it. But I was lucky to get one of the parts of Voltron, and that was it. So when I'm an adult and I have all this disposable income and I can get that, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So that's really what drives it. But I had a question for all of y'all. You saw the news about Halo coming to PlayStation. First of all, you as a longtime Xbox guy,
correct?
Did you ever think the day would come that Halo would be on PlayStation?
I mean, no, I never thought about it, but I've also I never cared. You know what I mean? Like I've never the whole console war thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just buy both.
Okay.
And it's the people, ultimately who win, but now to give me something 20 years later,
right? And it's remastered. It definitely looks great, but it's like if you played it before, the experience ain't gonna hit.
It's like when they tried it with like Gears, like Gears just came back out.
Yeah.
It's not the same because it's stiff now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would want it to be more fluid,
mm-hmm.
and it's very stiff. Or even to a more recent, Helldivers was always PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, they've called in, the Xbox brethren to help fight for democracy, and the game sucks. It's not what it used to be.
Oh.
And then there's a lot of crashing. So now, when you start deporting stuff over, and that was just from 1 year. Now we're talking 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
From a PlayStation standpoint, I've had God of War, I've had Killzone,
mm-hmm.
I've had whatever. Like, I don't need Master Chief now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like everyone's trying to get money
mm-hmm.
all of a sudden. And like, I know what you're doing. You told me to kick rocks 25 years ago.
Stay on that
right.
side.
He's trying to make that money back that he was given to Kawhi. No. Get out of here, Microsoft, Bungie, or whoever owns it now.
Right. Man. So I say that to say there's a lot of Xbox loyalists that feel one or two ways about it. Either they feel like it's like, oh, well, that's cool. And the others are just like, wait a minute. Phil Spencer said this would never happen. Like, if we've lost our way with Halo, then we've lost our way.
Phil Spencer ain't writing no check either. He's,
Hey, listen, go ahead. Say your piece.
Microsoft, if they wanted to do a war, because in my honest opinion, console wars ended with Sega and Super Nintendo. The Genesis and Super Nintendo was the only console war that I'm recognizing, because PlayStation was dominant. There was no war. PlayStation 2 was dominant. There was no war. Xbox did its thing, and a lot of the games that came out on PlayStation 2 came out also on Xbox, but majority of people got PlayStation 2. There was pretend beef. There was only one console war, and it was Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo. But regardless of that, if Microsoft really wanted it done, they literally could. I don't know what's going on in their brains, because if you own Activision, if you own who else is it?
Blizzard,
Bethesda. Blizzard.
Bethesda,
you own all these big name AAA studios, and you could lock that down and you don't do it. That's on them.
The writing was on the wall for me then.
Yeah, so it's literally like you said, the gamers are the ones that win, because, like you say, I just buy them all. If you guys have heard me talk, and those who have seen my basement, I buy them all. So it's just.
So maybe y'all can help me. Obviously, everyone sitting on these couches are buy them all people. But do y'all know why black people didn't like Xbox and why they always usually deferred to PlayStation?
Fighting games, Madden.
But they don't. No, well, Madden was everywhere.
Yeah.
2K was everywhere.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, usually they had PlayStation, and then they would get an Xbox maybe. But for whatever reason, now you talking about loyalty, and I'd be like, what?
But I think part of that comes from PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2, for a lot of people, was their first DVD player. for a lot of people.
I would do it.
There
And
you
then that
go.
was they had the chance to do it with the PS3 being it is still probably one of the best Blu-ray players on the market.
Yeah.
But its price was way too high. It was way too high. It was like way out of most anybody's price range when it first came out, because I think that was like one of the first $600 systems or something, like for a long time, since Neo Geo had did that way back in the mid 80s or whatever, mid 90s. So the PlayStation 2 having that enormous footprint of it had the DVD player and it had pretty much every game that everybody wanted to play. If you were going to ask for any system for Christmas, or if you were going to you were working a part-time job and were saving your money towards a system, hey, I want a DVD player and I want a game system. Xbox was a DVD player, but you had to buy an extra thing to make it work.
Because that was, minus me watching movies on my PC computer, which was terrible because I'm watching them, sitting upright the entire time.
Yeah.
No, when I got that PlayStation, I did.
That was a genius move.
When they
That's the
did,
all-in-one for you.
Yeah, when
and
they did
then
that,
everybody just okay.
What
That
about
makes sense.
360 though? Because when 360 first came out, everybody was first to jump on the 360. I personally, and I'm trying to go back in the memory banks, trying to recall who was waiting out for PlayStation 3. Like back when PlayStation 2 came out, it was the Dreamcast came out first, and nobody wanted the Dreamcast because Sega's reputation. I, in my friend group, was the only person that was pro Dreamcast. Everybody else was like, wait for PlayStation 2, which at the time I argued with a lot. The adult Darian is like, that's fine. I should let people have their own opinions. But I don't recall that for the 360. Like for the 360, I don't think it was like that.
It wasn't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so from my perspective on things, I think it wasn't like that for 360 because 360 was more considered a purely gaming machine, and the rise of Xbox Arcade, which had a lot of cheap games for people to play, and it had a lower entry point. That's where they got a lot of people to come to 360, but they didn't use it for media. They used it for games. PlayStation was used for games and media.
You could watch DVDs on the 360.
No, you could
without buying extra stuff.
No, you could, but I think the user experience for media, it was more suited towards the games. It was like when you launched the Xbox 360, you jumped right into a game.
For sure.
You wasn't thinking
Online
about
game,
media,
too.
right? Exactly, in an online game. So it was the community for Xbox that was solid, and the Xbox Live Arcade, and that's kind of what drove 360 as a console and let them win that generation. And the shot in the foot of the super expensive PlayStation 3. But I digress.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
But the other thing that, as far as to keep to your other point, though, as far as why in the black community the PlayStation seemed to dominate so well, is the PlayStation 2 had a very long lifespan for a game system. It had a solid 10 years, and then even after the PS3 came out, it had at least another 2 or 3 years after that, where they were still bringing out good games for it. So I think the Sony had the reputation of, we support our system for a long time. Xbox shot themselves in the foot with, I think, each system in some different way, where when the 360 came out, they dropped the original Xbox like a bad habit. They dropped it as if they didn't even know they had that system. And I get it, they were trying to push the new system, but it's like they dropped it almost like, okay, you grew up, you're off to college, you cannot come home ever again.
Right.
Like they literally like locked the door and changed the locks.
Like, we don't care about you no more. Get out.
It was like, y'all ain't even trying to like have no backwards compatibility, no nothing. They were just
it was
like,
backwards compatible.
It was like as games to go on that system too, right? It was like the support for it was just dead.
Yeah, they acted like the original Xbox was just like gone.
I see what you're saying.
So it's just like, really? I just spent all this money for this thing, and
I
y'all
just
ain't
got
even,
this Xbox. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I
it's like
gonna
y'all
tell
ain't
you
even.
something.
Oh, go ahead.
I never bought an original Xbox. Like I got one used in a thrift store, and then somebody I knew had one sealed in a box, and he was like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And that's when I got OG Xbox. I had a 360 before OG Xbox.
That's
I
funny.
just
To Supreme 313, stay out of my personal affairs.
But no, I was asking that to say because with the announcement that Halo is going to be on PS, and then obviously you had Phil Spencer when they were doing the announcement rocking a PlayStation shirt, which is still like one of the most surreal things I could imagine happening. A lot of Xbox fans felt a little bit betrayed, but some of them also are trying their hardest to justify the moves that Microsoft is making, because they said even though they've started to tout the availability of playing Xbox on PC, and that seems like to be the driving thing now, is that they're saying is like, oh, well, you know, everything's an Xbox now. PlayStation is an Xbox. Your phone is an Xbox. And it's like, well, if everything's an Xbox, then nothing's an Xbox in some instances, right? Because as Preem pointed out earlier in the chat, he said Microsoft within a few years is purely going to be a software company, which we saw that coming when they refused to lock down the exclusives after they bought all those AAA studios. And they had a massive advantage and just squandered it, pissed it away. So, with that being said, do you guys think exclusives should still be a thing? Why or not? Why not?
What? Well, no, because Microsoft originally, his loyalty was to the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft's, I believe, their loyalty has always been to the PC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where we're getting to the digital age where nobody owns anything anymore, they're trying to, you know, stay ahead of the curve to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
So, because now, again, if I can play PlayStation on my PC, if I can play Xbox on my PC, technically the only Titan still standing strong would be Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
But that is where we're going. That's where we are, you know, from a digital standpoint, because, you know, depending on like the video game, most physical, like a GameStop, they don't have a lot of games anymore. Because unless you pre-order, it's going to be digital.
Yeah.
And so in a digital world, what does exclusive matter?
And I'll let you go in a second, GQ, but in some cases, those pre-orders that you get at GameStop come with a digital code, not the actual disc.
Which is insane.
GQ. Yeah, that is crazy. Go ahead.
To anybody that's worried about Microsoft or complaining about Microsoft and them getting Halo to Sony, it's like you should be investing in Microsoft at that point. Because I'd rather be backing the company that's essentially making the water that everybody's Kool-Aid is made out of than worried about like, oh, okay, well, you know, this particular flavor of Kool-Aid. It's like, nah, I'm part owner of the water source, so you can't make Kool-Aid without me. It is what it is. I mean, Microsoft is at this point they don't need to worry about the console. Like you said, there's no console war. They just want to make money off of all the various software, because that's no console or PC or anything runs without software.
100%. Go ahead.
You said something that's perfectly, and I'm losing my train of thought, but it's still there. It's come back. Come on, choo-choo. Get back here. It has to do with the exclusive. No. In my honest opinion, yeah, that's it. That's what you said. Being the fact that you don't own anything anymore, right? My stance has always been, why is it that you have, for CD-based games, cartridges, okay, we're not going to talk about it, but CD-based games, why can't you just buy the software, even if you're licensing to play it? Why do you have to have a PlayStation and Xbox One? Why isn't it just one bit of software and it doesn't matter what you put it into? You own, that's the game. If I want to play the game on the PlayStation, I pop it like a movie.
Yeah.
Well, you just put it in there.
And everybody eats.
To me, I remember a long time ago, and I could be 100% wrong. I remember reading before the Saturn and the PlayStation came out, I was reading an article, and it was talking about a game that was supposedly going to be able to be played on both Saturn and PlayStation. One disc, both of them. Now, I may be misremembering this stuff, but to me, that's how it should be now. Just like you buy the game, pop it in whatever you want.
That sounds like an idealist way of it being, but here's the reason why that doesn't exist. Capital C, capital A, PITA, LISM.
Well, hold on. I get exactly what you're saying, but for example, say I'm Capcom and I made Street Fighter, right? Street Fighter is Street Fighter regardless on what system you put it on right now. If you blindfold anybody, you're not going to be able to tell with Street Fighter, which 6 is what, right? Besides the cartridge, which is the Switch, They definitely count their sales of Street Fighter. What does it matter if they sold 2 million on Xbox and 15 million on PlayStation? If they would have just sold 17 million, period, you sold 17 million copies. Who cares which is split?
So here's what I'll say to that, and somebody can either back me up or disagree with what I'm saying. So the reason why one solution doesn't work across the way is because you have different systems, engines, graphic processors, things like that will always be different, always be unique. Until such a time that there is only one ring, essentially one ring to rule them all, you're always going to have differences.
I know how they can fix it. Two things. One thing, people not going to like this, what I'm about to say. But I know how they can fix it 100%. Nintendo's already kind of doing it. You buy the cartridge, you stick it in, it downloads the game. Because if you're not owning anything, you buy the disc, PlayStation, it just downloads the game. That's your key to play it.
But that's to work
Xbox.
On a Switch.
No, I'm just saying, because games nowadays, most of them don't have the whole entire game on there. When you buy a game for PlayStation 5, you have to install it, right? How much of that could you pop it in the disc and it's like, all right, pull the game and it just installs it from what you call it. So if you pop it in for Xbox, it's going to install it. You pop it in for PlayStation, it's going to install it.
Are you essentially saying that it's because at that point now you're looking at no, exactly. It's a CD key, but it's a one-time use.
No. It's always because what you call it, Nintendo's game card keys or whatever are not one-time use. If I play it, if I pop it in my it downloads a game for me. You can't play it unless it's in the system. If I give it to you, you can play it. I can't play it because you have the key.
I got you.
So it just works in the same way where the disc is the key.
I think what Preem is saying in a way, in essence, is correct. So he's saying he owns Minecraft. I can play it on my PC, my phone, Mac, one license. He's essentially saying his account is the license because it's free to play, but they have developed that Minecraft to work on different systems. You're just downloading the one game. Now, if you're saying that company needs to buy a PS5 dev kit, a PC dev kit, a Switch dev kit, and they develop the game all at once, and then your one account works across all of them, hey, that's great. That works in theory. In practicality, it doesn't work that way because, one, Minecraft is free to play.
No, the one that he's talking about is Minecraft Dungeons, more than likely. That was not free to play, but
did he have to buy? But did you have to buy? Okay, but did he have to buy it for multiple systems?
You would have to buy it for multiple systems, but
there it is.
But you can access it on all of them. Like for example, No Man's
cross
Sky.
progression.
Right, cross progression. Yeah.
Like you can just pick it up and sign in, and you can you got your save and all that stuff, no matter what you're playing on.
And that has become relatively normal nowadays, right?
Well, like Epic. So now as Epic continues to grow, I would imagine from the billions they've made off of Fortnite, they're now buying up games because Arc Raiders is there, Marvel Rivals is there, or even Ready or Not is there. So now, you can play with your friends, by linking the Epic accounts, or they could have it on their PlayStation, or whatever their particular console is.
Marvel Rivals is free to play, so this is the wrong.
Okay, so
this is the wrong.
So I would say so Arc Raiders then.
Arc Raiders, right? But you would have to buy that for your PC, but you also have to buy it on your Xbox,
right?
Whatever.
But they're linked once you buy them.
Correct. They're linked once you buy them. I think what a lot of people want to advocate for is that you buy the game once, and regardless of whether there's whatever system is, you can play it there
like a movie.
Yeah, like a movie. That it just will never work that way.
I think it can if they want to because the Xbox Series S X, the X and the PlayStation 5 are so close in not functionality of what you call it, damn near same amount of RAM, damn near same processor, if not the same processor and GPU, all that stuff. They're damn near the same. Only thing that's holding it back is the proprietary operating systems. They could do it if they want to. They don't want to.
Exactly. That's it.
They don't want to.
They don't want to because they can't make money off of it.
That doesn't make any sense because, again, if you sell 15 million on one system and 5 million on another system, you sold 20 million. If it's just one game, you could still sell 20 million. You still make the same amount of money.
That works for the third-party developers. You still got your first party that, obviously Sony is going to make God of War.
Don't care, though.
Oh, I know Microsoft doesn't care, but like Sony is going to sell God of War, and they need to know how many they're selling for their PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of
They only sell it for PlayStation.
Correct.
Up until it came out on PC, but
Right.
they were only selling it on PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. But I think that's more or less on the back end for companies to know how much they're selling on whatever, so they know where to put their marketing push or their development push or whatever for the next whatever it is. I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think Microsoft has come closer to that. Excuse me, that one disc to rule them all situation with the Xbox Series S and X, where you can buy the game for either one, and it just might not work as well on the less powerful system.
Right.
I don't know. Until they get to the point where the systems are truly even all the way across the board, and like, okay, you can literally pop a disc in, and there's no real true difference outside of the controller you're using. That might be the only way that something like that could work.
And I think that's always going to be the trick, right? Because even if you go on a cloud, right? So let's theorize in the future that cloud computing has taken over. There is no actual physical console. Are we saying that there's only going to be one cloud gaming service?
Yeah, there was, and it sucked. It's called Stadia.
Yeah, no, that's true, right? But if we say Epic is going to be, NVIDIA already does this with GeForce Now. You said you saw Xbox, and you could do Xbox Game Pass and stream to your
right on
TV.
my TV.
Right, to your TV, right? So the TV would be the vehicle that will play it. It would be streaming from a server farm. Xbox is also a cloud gaming service, just like GeForce Now. Are you going to pick what's going to make you pick Xbox over GeForce Now if they offer the same game?
Probably the UI, like user interface, probably the ease, like which one has a stronger server, and I'm not like waiting for anything to stream or if whichever one gives me the better playing experience, literally would be the one that I would subscribe to.
And that's fair.
So for like Battlefield.
Yeah, for Battlefield.
I could have got it on Steam,
right?
But it's made by EA,
right?
So I got it through EA. And then now I know people on Steam that are having issues, and then I was just like, why didn't you just get it through EA?
And that's why I got EA Play, because like I pay for the yearly thing, I get Battlefield for free. And like I'm already ready.
So they'll have those incentives to keep you.
There it is.
The
incentives are the exclusives, right?
Yeah.
So in a way, exclusives are always going to exist, whether it's going to go from the cloud or you're going to go be on a hardware machine. Because the other aspect of this conversation, Xbox is talking about their next gen console that they're going to say. I know you posted it in the chat group, but it's worth talking about. So their next gen console is going to be up to $1,200. It's going to be a PC. It's going to be a PC. So they pretty much are telling you that, we're kind of not going to do this whole console thing anymore. You might as well just buy a PC.
Yeah.
But in that regard, though, like how, like that day, like maybe we didn't see it 20 years ago.
Right.
But it's from a graphic standpoint, like that day has to come from a power, standpoint, because, the prices are going to continue to go up.
Right.
And then for us that have PCs, so now it's just like, well, then, you could have just bought a PC and you can play anything. So, like it was coming. The fact that we're here now, for some of you all to come from, what is that, Coleco?
Television, ColecoVision,
from that to now be here where a console is damn near a PC in the next year or two.
Right. I mean, realistically, they're PCs now.
Yeah.
I mean, consoles have been PCs since they dropped hard drives in them.
Correct.
Oh, there you go.
As soon as they put hard drives in it, and it came with a hard drive, wasn't an extension or an add-on. It was basically a miniature PC.
Here's what makes consoles hard, because they're locked at the manufacturer what they are. They're not modular. Right.
That's not necessarily true. Nintendo was the first to break that chain. Even back when they put the FX chip in, and in 64 you had the chip called
you're talking about the
RAM expansion, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I mean by that is they're typically not made to be expandable or upgradable. Like if you want to upgrade on your graphic chip or your memory and stuff like that, you got to buy extra components on a PC, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Most consoles aren't going to do that, right? This one, it remains to be seen. It sounds like a pre-built PC. It will be interesting to see if they're going to allow you to say, "Hey, I want to swap this out for this graphic chip," or "I want to swap this out and make this be what I want."
Well, I know PlayStation wise that you could, once you opened it up, you could add more memory.
The SSD, you could do that. So. But that's as far as it goes. If you want upgraded graphics, you got to buy this PlayStation Pro, PlayStation 5 Pro. Same thing with the Switch. Like the first one came out, it was just straight LED. It's like, oh well, we got this version that's an OLED now. Go ahead and go get that.
So could y'all see Microsoft and Sony pre-built PCs? Because for a 1200, but the issue would just then have to be the graphics card.
Yes.
Because if the graphics card is for a 4090, if that's $1,200-$1,500 already, so obviously they can't give you that in a $1,200 console.
Actually, I think they will, because when is this system supposed to drop?
They haven't said.
So you think they'd be giving out 4090s 2 years?
They easily can, because if you look at it, the 50s are out,
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Cost what, $2,000 for the highest one or whatever?
Yeah.
That was the price of the
49. Who you tell
us?
us?
It was $2,000. So I mean, so it's like like I said, by the time
nightmares when I built that PC for.
No, but it's real.
Yeah,
like
it is real.
Even if you looked at some of the pre-builts when the 30 series was out, some of the pre-builts were coming with those 30 series cards. You couldn't even get at Micro Center.
Right.
And they were they were coming in the pre-builts. And it's like you basically paid less for the pre-built than you would have paid for the card by itself.
Most of the other components in that pre-built PC was kind of trash, but you were buying it for the card. You were buying it for the card.
So it'd be like a Sony tower or a Microsoft tower, and then obviously you get your own monitor and figure everything else out.
Exactly.
No, what's going to end up happening is like you have your Steam, you have your Epic. Microsoft's going to have theirs, which they already do have their store. Yeah. Sony's going to have their store, and that's what's going to end up happening. Like you said, it's going to be all PC. Microsoft might be coming out with a pre-built right now, and Sony might come out with it.
But technically, they've had them for 30 years.
Well,
Microsoft is,
they were still software side.
Well, yeah, from a software standpoint.
They were more software until like the Xbox came out, but now it's going to be probably like the ROG Ally X that's coming out. It's going to be something in a sort like that, and I think Sony's probably going to follow suit. Nintendo's probably going to be the only ones that's still going to be making their own proprietary console, because I think you're going to be buying all the stuff via their stores to be played on computer lights, PC lights.
Here's why
they are basically.
Here's where I'll disagree with you on that in a little bit, is that in that Microsoft historically has always been a software company. Sony historically has always been a manufacturing hardware company, whether it be them making TVs, whether it be making the refrigerators, Walkmans, microwaves, whatever. They make shit.
Yeah.
Right? That's literally part of their identity, their DNA. So the PlayStation isn't just a throwaway for them, right? They make stuff to sell stuff. Exactly right. I mean, they still make TVs. They don't make PCs anymore because nobody was buying them. Who's buying their TV? What?
People are not buying. People are buying
not like
Samsung, bro. It's Samsung,
Samsung,
Vizio,
LG,
TCL, LG.
Right.
Yep.
Nobody's buying.
Yeah,
no.
TV
In
wars.
that way, you're right. In that aspect, you're right. You are correct.
Yeah, they were the ultimate thing in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
Sony Vega.
Yeah. But once the 2000s hit, Sony suddenly took a nosedive of all their other stuff besides PlayStation.
Yeah.
Because even their movie division was like starting to fail. Like they started getting rid of parts of their movie division. So it's like, Sony is PlayStation 6. If they do decide to do it, which I'm sure they will, it better be insanely good, because the PS5, as much as I like it, this was a weak generation.
It was.
It was generation,
and it's not. And again, it's not completely on them. We did have a pandemic, so that stopped production on a lot of stuff. But as far as just interesting things coming out of this generation, not a whole lot.
Yeah, right. It feels like this generation for them is kind of just starting, right? Like in a way, because we haven't really gotten any of those killer app games. Right.
Yeah.
For Sony, like Ghost of Yote is like one of the first ones they've had.
Right.
You can't really count Spider-Man 2. That was kind of like it was there and it was not. They didn't even support it long enough for you to even really feel like it was worth the price of entry. Like Returnal. Like who talks about Returnal?
Right.
Like, Astrobot was the only other really good thing that they had, and it
I
was
love
like,
that Astrobot.
Yeah,
game.
that was a first party thing, but it was like, other than that, it was third party shit that was doing stuff for them. You know?
I do. This is something different, but it is a war all the same. A war of good and evil. You give yourself pick two powers.
Oh,
right. I'm talking to you. And how do you defeat your friend over here?
Oh,
and what color is your lightsaber?
Oh well, I've got pretty much all the colors. I think I even got red.
No, what color is yours?
What color is mine?
And what is your name? Is it Kenshiro?
Ken Obi-Wan.
Jesus fucking. I'm sorry that I asked. But okay. So we got Kenobi-Wan.
Yeah, Ken
What
Obi-Wan.
color is your lightsaber?
More than likely mine would be yellow.
So I can't. This motherfucker said yellow. Listen. So I can't tell you. I can't name off all of their powers, but I know there's force push. And how many powers would you say that a Jedi has?
Oh shit, a lot.
Okay, pick two. How do you defeat him?
Probably would still need the force push. Mind tricks wouldn't work on fellow Jedi, on fellow force users. Other than force push, wouldn't really need a lot.
Oh wow!
But you know what I mean?
You heard what he said.
But you understand what I mean? Like when force users fight, they're not really using their powers. They're doing it mostly via lightsaber battles. Like they're not doing straight. I'm going to overwhelm you with my powers.
What style of all the Jedi? What style lightsaber skill set would you?
Maces.
Maces.
Okay. Mace one.
So now for you, what color? You fighting yellow, yellow over here. Right. All right, so we got the red lightsaber. What is your name?
Oh, it's Darth, and then add something else after. It's like I'm going to be a Sith. There's no doubts about that. Here's the funny thing about force push. Force push is just an inconvenience. At the end of the day, I mean, it's like unless you're near a cliff,
right?
Force push is like, oh damn, I stumbled.
What are your two? What are your two powers to defeat him?
They got all the fun powers.
Yeah, we do.
They got the fun powers.
Probably, I would take life drain and
yeah, they do have that.
Lightning.
And lightning.
Life
drain and force lightning.
And lightning.
They do.
That pretty much gets rid of anything in your path.
Uh-huh.
Unless you go force storm, then you just basically blowing up the entire block.
Right.
But
so 3 out of 5 in this man's backyard.
All right.
Who wins?
Well, he's only using force push, so all I gotta do a sidestep. Now, to Marcus Pryor's point, force push to the nuts would hurt. I mean, it would damage the entire backyard, but yeah, probably like a force storm or whatever. Yeah.
Darth Collector, Uncle Blurred says. Darth Collector.
And so, what do you say at 3 out of 5? Does he take it?
No. Wait, you honestly expect either of us to actually admit
answer.
It's like, oh no, my man, he's going to take it.
So
no.
That's why I'm asking.
No,
you didn't say
man.
anything. He spoke up. You didn't say anything.
No, I'm not. No way. No, it's not. It's not because again, most of the force users that are adept, unless you have overwhelming power, they usually neutralize each other, and it comes down to a duel.
No, not really. No, not that's always the.
Is that a Jedi answer? Is that what that is?
That's very much a Jedi answer.
From old Kenobi-Wan over here.
If you look at the history of the Sith and the bad guys, quote unquote, it was always 2 of them taking out the entire Jedi Order. Two against an entire order of thousands.
Until they ran up that
He's
one.
playing chess, and other people are like, "Oh, my shit don't stink. Can I do it at all? I am best in the whole wide world. I'm a Jedi. Look at me."
So who's skill set? So do you go Sidious? Do you go Maul? Do you go Dooku? Do you go Grievous? I'm running out of people now.
I mean, Sidious was definitely the most powerful Force lightning person. Yeah. Vader's this Vader.
Yeah.
So who do you choose?
Probably was pick Sidious because he has he's just pure energy and pure darkness, pure evil.
And then you're over here. is the traitor.
Listen, that shit Sidious was doing in The Rise of Skywalker was insane, dude.
Of course.
Like, come on, man. Like,
he got a taste of that pure
right.
Colombian force power.
Yeah, straight up. When he was draining Ray and Ben,
he was like,
ooh.
Like, oh.
And then from a sitting position, he unleashed a force storm up above his head. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
He took out like a whole fleet.
Right, whole fleet. Just
from
a sitting position.
Like,
right.
Like this
it's
is
what the hell?
Like, this is insane.
Right.
I remember sitting in the theater. The girl I took to see it, it was just like, because she had never seen any of the Star Wars. That was her first Star Wars movie. Was that one? I'm
hell
like,
of a time. Okay.
like that was interesting, but like whatever. So she was like, I don't get it, but at the same time, this is crazy. Like, how is he just blowing away the entire?
Right, Liz just sitting there, like,
chilling, like. So.
And Sidious in that red robes he had. Hey man, that was
cool.
That was kind of cool.
So obviously you don't have to answer, but after the movie, did you show her your lightsaber?
This was literally a friend just taking a friend to the movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
this wasn't anybody romantic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no smashing, no Schwartz showing.
Okay, there wasn't no sword play. Huh? You had to keep it in the sheath.
Marcus Pryor, you know your stuff. Darth Bane, the reason for this rule of 2.
Is that the guy from the video games? Is that Bane?
Legend. No, kind of Legends, but kind of Old Republic.
Okay.
I don't know if
He
he's
showed up.
Legend
He
or
showed
not.
up in Clone Wars as a spirit or whatever, and was talking to Yoda.
You being on the side of currently being dressed on the side of good, do you feel that they only write that to keep society where it is, and that ultimately evil would triumph? And I'm referring to from a science fiction standpoint.
These things, as I found, when you grow up as a child, usually you're ingrained with that idealistic outlook. The older I've gotten, I've seen, especially when you look at the way the world is now, these things are cyclical. Like, there's always a cycle. Good is always good for a while. Evil starts to creep back up. Then evil asserts itself. Then good comes back around and it usurps evil. And it just keeps going.
Well, you know why, though? Because they were the hero too long. And then they became the villain.
There it is.
That's what it was.
There it is.
All right, so it looks like TikTok.
TikTok dropped
finished.
off.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, if you look back at the prequel series, that was basically Bush in office, starting a war to stay in office, like Palpatine started a war to stay in office. So it is what it is. As far as good versus evil is usually at the end of the day more enticing to people. The evil no, for real. If you really think about it, no, it's not even just that. It's literally just people are more. They're not as kind-hearted as they like to think they are.
That's true.
They really aren't. Like, people are very selfish. People are very self-centered. People are very arrogant, and
you have to unlearn a lot of that natural stuff to kind of try and stay on the quote unquote good side of things. Like, if you follow these morals and things like that, and you say, "Oh no, I shouldn't do that because I should be better than that," and then you've got other people like, "Oh fuck that, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do me," you know.
Jedi are virgins, so.
I mean, supposedly, I was told that they
Anakin
can't. Neither was Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan wasn't either.
Again, and Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't.
Ki-Adi-Mundi wasn't.
He was allowed to have a wife.
Yeah,
but their greatest
Wait a
teacher,
minute, wives. I thought, right?
Yeah,
wives.
His plan to have.
He said that you're not supposed to form attachments. They never said you couldn't betray love.
They didn't say that.
Can't be attached.
Cannot be attached.
Around banging, going around.
So it was the Jedi.
He was banging Yoda. Where do you think Grogu came from?
So Jedi were the ultimate final fucking leave them, huh? Is that what we saying? Something like that. I
guess so.
Okay. Except for Anakin, he just fucked it up for everybody.
He was torn.
Yeah. He was
But
attached.
he had childhood trauma that
he did.
He was screwed from the jump,
and he didn't have a dad. So
oh man, daddy issues, massive
daddy issues, childhood. Yeah, he was screwed from the jump.
Yeah, man.
Uncle Blair, I don't think people need an excuse to be selfish. Just be selfish.
Yeah.
Well, technically, everybody is selfish because if you don't take care of yourself, you don't have anything.
So they tell you on the airplane, you gotta take care of you first on the plane. Then you gotta figure everybody else out.
Which I always thought was funny. It's just like basically like if you don't like your child, this is your chance to get rid of them.
Or just tell them to go put something back in the grocery store and walk away.
Just drive away.
Oh.
Hey, could you go put this
back in the frozen
section?
section?
Put this back.
And that's it.
Come outside like mom.
Oh my goodness, y'all went the Shazam route.
Oh man, oh yeah,
that was messed up.
That was
talking
messed
about
up.
my childhood. I don't know what you talking about.
What?
Yeah, no, wow, really.
Where'd you go, ma? Hey, you go to the information station. Like, could you page this woman? I can't find her,
bro. I was scared to do that. I remember because I just had that feeling of like what the fallout would be if I had to, have them.
Every single time she disappeared, you not get rid of me.
It reminds me of the scare I put in my mom when I walked into this toy store. It was at Northland. Walked into the toy store. She was walking towards JCPenney's. Saw that toy store. I just
so you got lost in a KB.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And she didn't look behind her. She kept on walking, and I had disappeared. She didn't know where I was. And next thing you know, I hear my name being called over the loudspeaker in Northland. It's like, hey, report to JCPenney's. Report to JCPenney's. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it was the other way around.
I didn't think nothing about it. It was like, oh, okay. So I walked, and she came in there. She was crying. She was like, dog, as a kid, I don't think I ever had my arm yanked that hard.
No, I don't want to. This is no attack against your mother at all. But if any parent is missing a child in a mall, the first place you would look would be the toy store.
Yeah.
She wasn't thinking.
That's apparent. Yeah,
She wasn't thinking. She was panicked, dog.
Because immediately the toy store. Like, oh, he's right there. Playing.
Oh man, NK Pryor. Oh man, look at this man. He said, "Oh, my mom would leave us if we."
Yeah, that's kind of my mom too. Like, don't disappear.
See, that's wild.
I always got because Northland was the mall I hated going to the most because it didn't have an arcade.
Yep. Same here.
So any mall that had an arcade, my mom knew where I was going to be.
Yeah.
Like that was always a given. But if the mall did not have an arcade, she would have this meet me at X place by certain time. Like you had to be able to tell time in my family.
You had to watch. You had to watch on.
It's like you had to be able to tell time. And it was just like you need to be back here by whatever the set time was.
You ever break that rule?
Nah.
But
it's because like, how am I gonna get home otherwise?
But then even that, like, that's a wild. And I can't speak to white parents, but because I'm not white, I'm black.
Right.
But having black parents, that's some wild ass shit to do. To threaten a 8-year-old that I'm gonna leave.
I'm leaving your ass.
Right, because if somebody kidnaps me,
right.
Well, now what are you gonna do?
Move heaven and earth to try and get me back.
Exactly.
Right.
You just come down the aisle, boy. It's time to go.
Right.
As opposed to I told him to be here in 40 minutes. It's like if you were doing something you enjoyed, you would lose track of time too.
That's wild.
I'm a child.
That is wild. You're right, man. That's wild as hell. Like if someone took your child, you'd be crying and trying to get them back. But if that child says, "Oh, I'm not going to be here," well, fuck you, then I'm out.
Yeah, like, what? But it's only them black mothers, and they would pull off, and then you left me, and I'm getting whooped.
Right. Yeah.
What do you want me to do? I asked you for this game or whatever it is. You told me no. It's in this store.
I'm gonna watch.
I am getting my fill. I'm enjoying myself. Once you're done walking, it's not hard to come back in and say, "Hey, wrap it up. It's time to go." But even that,
right, man.
Yeah, but even with like my son, I never did that to him. Hey, come on now, I'm leaving. What? You're threatening a child? Like they're a kid. Like,
It was gonna say, okay, bye.
But then 40 years later, wondering why we all fucked up and got these issues because you was threatening us when we were 4. I don't know what the hell is going on. You a grown person. Buy me a lollipop, scoop me up to the car. Not be here in 47 minutes.
Your ass better be here or you gonna get left.
Right, because then I got to ask a stranger, "Excuse me, sir, you know what time it is?" "No, but you know what? I have a clock in my van." Now I'm gone forever and I'm on a milk carton. now I'm gone. Because you didn't want to come back and grab it. So again, no disrespect to your mother, but what are you on the loudspeaker for? Check the toy store. Where else is he gonna be? Or not even that. You know, you got to be cognizant every 10, 12 seconds. Okay, he's still there. But yeah, immediately the toy store.
That's funny.
I mean, it's true. I completely agree with that for sure. But like I said, my parents knew I was at the arcade. If the mall had an arcade, that's exactly where I was going to be, because I didn't want to be in Crowley's and Winkleman's and JCPenney's and Hudson's / Macy's / Marshall Fields, all the different names that store had. I didn't want to be in those places.
Oh, I was in those places.
There would be some.
Unless the mall did have an arcade, which was the only, because Northland was one of those places to go to. I was not. I know exactly. Yeah, I ain't not leave you, because I don't know how many times you be in Farmer Jack. You guys talk about the mall. You Farmer Jack. Hey, go put this back. Okay, go put it back. Where the fuck did this woman go? Like, and then there'd be times like, I don't want to just go put this back. I'm like,
you don't know the worst putback. And yes, we're going long because damn it, this is fun.
That's funny.
The worst putback was when they would make you take something back when you were already at the register.
yeah.
And you have to run and go. It's like.
Right.
Hurry up and
Like,
go grab
for
this
real?
thing.
Right. I done grabbed this thing and like I wanted it, and then she found out she ain't got enough money. Go put that back.
Like,
You
just give it to them.
this long ass walk, like.
And not even that. Why is it what I want that's got to go back? There's 40 things in this fucking cart.
Right. It's like, you the parent. Why can't you sacrifice
Right.
for me?
Oh, right. It's the 75-cent water pistol that just took us over the top. Huh? Yeah, I'll go take it back, all right.
Right.
Then I'll come back. I'm eating dirty grapes and shit. We can get out.
Like, well,
I wanted this
that.
ball though.
It's like the grape nuts can go.
Right.
Nobody else
Right.
eats grape nuts.
Right, we don't need this. I'm a kid. I didn't want to go on this trip anyway.
It's funny as
At
hell.
least bribe me, for coming along.
Oh man, that's funny as hell. Last question I want to ask for y'all. So, because obviously, if you didn't have the arcade at the mall, what was your go-to store? And if it wasn't a toy store,
Real quick though,
Oh, go ahead.
for him. I'd be like, oh, I don't know where he is. He's somewhere in Men's Warehouse looking at the best. He's looking at best.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
No, like, okay, I had a couple of, because as we got older, I was starting to drive, so it didn't even matter. But early on until 12 Oaks' history, they had a store called Sharper Image, or The Sharper Image. That was my goal. That was my go-to store, because Sharper Image was, for those that don't know, you have to look it up. Sharper Image was like a future store, basically.
yes,
Sharper Image had stuff that like just didn't make no damn sense. So it was
shit,
just
man.
like I was like, they had one at 12 Oaks Mall, and it was just like there was no arcade there, but that was the other mall that I would go to. That they got Sharper Image though. I'm gonna walk in there. They had so much just ridiculous stuff. I used to look at their
it was
catalog.
expensive as fuck. Too,
Of course, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
That was the whole point. It was like the idea of it is like, yeah, you can look. You sure as hell ain't about to be able to buy none of this stuff though.
What was your go-to store if it wasn't a toy store or arcade?
We were going to the mall. Wonderland was usually the mall they would go to. They did have an arcade, and it was had the toy on there. I didn't go past the food court, so I don't even know. It was like
Food court is a choice.
It was like Wonderland. The food court was half
Food
the
court
mall,
is
and
a choice.
like the other side was
Yeah.
like Montgomery Wards and all that stuff. I didn't even go
Yeah.
on that side, so it was like Target on one side. So you look at the toys at Target, you wander around there, probably go to the magazine section, read some magazines. If I wasn't, but I was usually just in the arcade. I ain't had no money in the arcade. I'm just standing there watching people play. I ain't
You know
give a
what?
care.
Side note: MK Pryor's mom might literally need to have been reported. She said my mom would actually get in the car and move the car with my siblings, laughing at you while you're looking for the car.
Right, and then wonder why the boy 40 years later he don't trust no damn
Hey,
body.
man, you know,
She
mom,
left me.
remember them times when I was looking for you? You moved the car. That's why your ass is in the nursing home now.
There you go. You better ask them two that was in the car to bail you out. Right. 'Cause I'm sending you.
All right, so for Marcus Pryor, he said for him it was the comic book store, Sharper Image, Suncoast, KB, or a video store.
He hit it right on the head for me. If I was either in B. Dalton, Walden Books, or Suncoast, one of them.
Yeah.
It's like I was either looking at the movies or I was looking at the magazines. You know, because the magazines had the comics. Obviously, when the game magazines came out, Game Pro, Nintendo Power was in there.
Absolutely.
So I was reading those. You know. So it was one of those. Anyway, man, we're a little bit over time. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Halloween special type episode. It's a shame to say that this is probably the last time you're gonna see this immaculate Halloween setup on the show. But
it'll be better next time.
Yeah, it'll be even better next time. Be Christmas themed, like I was saying. Now we'll see.
Fairlane Mall, Wizards of the Coast store, or at the arcade playing.
That Wizards of the Coast store didn't come till later, but yeah, that was the spot because they had all those different monopolies and stuff in there. I remember that.
Well, hold on, what was yours?
Oh, same stores.
Oh, okay.
Cinnabon, maybe. I
mean, like electronics boutique.
Oh man,
I remember for a short period of time there were two kind of standalone stores, Children's Palace and Service Merchandise. They were a part of malls, so to speak, but they technically were like anchor stores that had their own, entrances anyway. So those would be some of the other ones that I would, tell my mom, hey, I'm going to be over at Service. I remember one time I freaking, I probably should have got banned from the store. I beat, what was it, Super Mario World at Service Merchandise. But you all know, once you beat Super Mario World, you got to physically reset the game because so it's technically soft locked because it was it was behind glass. So I just kind of beat it and walked away. So
he was the reason that we got the automatic timed resets on some of the machines in the future.
Super Mario World was easy.
When I was at GameStop as an employee years ago, this guy beat Devil May Cry in GameStop. I was like, bro, don't you work at the mall? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, don't you got to go to work?
Right.
And but he beat the game at the store. That was crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Hey, Wolverine said, Christmas music now loading. We are not.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
I'm nah. I definitely ain't doing no Thanksgiving set. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, we could have.
Man, you know what? You just get the cornucopia.
Have the natives taking over.
No, I mean, it doesn't have to be the turkey. It could just be the cornucopia, and we can load it with like geek shit.
Oh,
yes,
maybe. So anyway, come back next week for another great episode of Culture Junkies Live from my friends the great at Kuji, GQs, and
Mega Sean.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace out. Spatchcock shirt. Indeed, need that spatchcock.
Definitely do that.